I'm a promotional genius. I couldn't be that much of a promotional genius. You still ain't subbed, has he? Shit, that's crazy. Sorry, I saw some bullshit in the chat that made me sneeze. I beat Doom Eternal. I don't feel like I'm going to spend as much time talking about this as I did Final Fantasy VII. So, I mean, we could run through this really quickly just for like clarification. The last Doom I played was the one on PC from like the 90s, like the original Doom. I did play that game, but like I by no shape or form am I a Doom was I a Doom fan. I tried playing Doom 2016, but it crashed my computer. You know how Bethesda games do. That's why I don't buy them. And for those of you unaware, the only reason I almost said I bought, I would never buy it, but the only reason I played Doom Eternal was because somebody donated it to me. So like, I'm a man of my word. If you donate the game to me, I'll try it. So I can say, if you're wondering, if you don't want to sit here and listen to me go into detail, I guess I'm a Doom fan after beating Doom Eternal. I enjoyed the game, and I think it's worth $60. And here's why. First and foremost, the positives. I have 5 positives and 3 negatives. The first positive, this game is gorgeous and it's bloody. And also, I didn't put this on my notes, but this game is very optimized. I was surprised for a Bethesda game. People were saying because this is just being published by Bethesda. It's actually an id Software game, so they developed it. But then didn't id Software also develop Dishonored and Dishonored 2? And Dishonored 2 that shit was janky too. Like, it was a great game, but like it was really unoptimized. It damn near crashed my PC a couple times when I streamed it, but that's beside the point. This game is gorgeous, it's bloody, and it's optimized. So it will not burn your computer out. It looks great. If you like stabbing people, you like fast-paced action, just seeing blood squirting everywhere. This is a game about going to hell, and you're gonna cause some hell. So if you're the squeamish type, it's not gonna be for you, but I liked it. It was cool. I like the bloody shit. My first negative is this is a review is an opinion anyway, but this is a super opinionated thing. I don't know if I'm 100% able to articulate myself on this, but when it comes to Doom Eternal, you have to be in the mood to play this game. This is a negative for me. Sometimes I just want to cut on a game and play to escape the world and like relax, you know, and socialize with friends and stuff like that. But with Doom Eternal, I could not play this game every day. That's why I think it took me. The game is not even that long. It's like 15 to 20 hours, depending on your skill level. And then if you play it on like hard, it's even longer. I play it on normal because remember, I play my games on fun. But what I mean by you have to be in a certain mood to play this game is like you had to have gotten enough sleep the previous night. You gotta have some food in your stomach. You can't play hungry. You can't have had a bad day. Like, well, maybe if you had a bad day because you could take it out on the demons and stuff. But you get the point that I'm trying to make. Like, you can. The first time I played this game, the first day when I was streaming it, I was tired that day. And like, I'm not gonna lie, like the game literally hurt my eyes. And it gave me like a slight headache. This game is so fast paced. You might have heard it in the video that I uploaded. It's sensory overload. It's gonna tap into all your senses. This game is, I don't think there's a game that's faster on the fucking market. Once you learn the mechanics of the shooting and shit and the platforming, I don't think there's a faster game on the market. Fucking this shit is faster than any Sonic the Hedgehog game that I've recently played. It is sensory overload, and it hurt my eyes at certain points. Eventually I adjusted, but I'm just letting you know, you have to be in a certain type of mood. Do not play this game if you're tired and you're not in the mood for any type of shit, because like it's definitely gonna push you to the edge in terms of like, you got to sit up and really play this shit. It is fucking balls to the wall, high octane shit. But then on the flip side of things, that's also a positive. That's also what I liked about it. I put this in my positives. You have to be in a certain mood to play it, but at the same time, it's a negative and a positive, I guess. This is the first time this has ever happened. It's also positive that it's fast paced. I enjoyed the fact that it's fast paced. You're jumping from demon to demon, stabbing them in the eye, shooting them in the face with rockets and shit. Once you learn how the weapons work together and how to use the environment to your ability, like to your advantage, and you string the things together, the fast pace becomes your advantage and it becomes very fun. So like I said, I guess it comes down to like, you just have to be in a certain type of mood. It is fun that it's fast paced, but then it can also be really annoying because it was some days where I'm just like, I am not in the mood for this shit. This is a little bit too much. It's sensory overload. The next negative, Marauders. There is an enemy type in the game called Marauders. I actually just came up with another positive. Hold up. There's an enemy type in the game called Marauders. Whether you're playing on normal or hard, you're gonna get a headache. These motherfuckers, they have a shield, a projectile, and they have guns. They have a shield to block your. So if you get too close, he's gonna shield himself. And then if you're too far away, he's gonna shoot like this mystical tiger at you that chases after you. And you have to dodge his gun at the same time. And he fucking teleports left and right, fucking bobbing and weaving and shit. So basically you have to stay at the right distance at the right and hit him at the right time. You can only hit him at certain times. It's hard for me to explain. You'll see it in some of my gameplay if you watch it on my second channel. I'm uploading the playthrough at youtube.com/blackhokage every time these motherfuckers showed up, it was like 100 enemies on my ass, and then he wants to show up and also want to fight. In all honesty, the Marauder was harder, and the Marauder's a mini boss. He's a mini boss that appears out of nowhere in certain fights. The Marauders, in my opinion, were harder than majority of the bosses. I only got stuck on one boss in the game. Even the final boss wasn't hard to me. I only got stuck on, and it was the second to last boss. That one annoyed the living shit out of me. But the Marauder, in my opinion, was harder than fucking some of the bosses. That shit was annoying. It was not fun. Every time he showed up, it wasn't fun, in my opinion. But on the flip side, this is the positive I just wrote down. A positive is this game is full of a lot of different enemy types. It was constantly, even towards the end of the game, it introduced new enemy types. It seemed like every level there was a new enemy type that was introduced, and when there's new enemies constantly being introduced and being mixed in with the old ones, it keeps the game fresh because only certain weapons worked on certain enemies, certain combos and certain movements and stuff like that worked on certain enemies. So I like the fact that there was a ton of different enemy types in the game, and it constantly kept you thinking. And that kind of goes into another positive that I have, which is, do not judge this game on face value. On face value, it looks like a super dude bro, balls to the wall, just shoot everything and you win type of game. And honestly, it's not that simple. This game is actually very strategic. A lot of people call it ethos in the podcast, not the previous, but 2 podcast episodes ago on the GI podcast. They called him stupid because he said it was a lot like chess, and I understood what he was saying. I actually agree with him. It's very strategic in a sense that, like, the only way you can get ammo in the game is you have to chainsaw people and then they drop ammo. But the thing is, you have limited fuel, so you have to pick and choose the right time to chainsaw enemies. When you also have to learn how to shoot enemies to the point where you're fast enough where you don't kill them, but then you could farm them for health because you have to use your little physical ultimate ability to make them drop health. So and then you also have to know when to spam your dodge move, and you have to learn how to use the monkey bars to swing all over the place. It's not as simple as just shoot at the enemy and you win. You have to know when to farm health, when to farm ammo. You have to know which weapons hurt certain enemies more. Also, you have to know every enemy. Like I said, there's a ton of enemies, different enemy types, and they all have like different weak points, and you have to learn them. Fire in this game, you get like a flamethrower and that drops armor, so you have to remember to spam that at the right times. The ice grenade, like, there's way more strategy in it than you think, and if you judge it at face value, you're getting the wrong idea. This game is much deeper than it think, and you have to play it for yourself to actually understand it. So the game is very strategic, and I enjoyed that strategy, so I give that as a positive. And last but not least, in all honesty, because I had mostly just positives, this is just me I'm nitpicking. I put on the negatives the story. And the reason I say nitpicking is because to be all honest, nobody plays Doom for the fucking story. But that being said, there is a story in here. There's a few cutscenes here and there. Something about you going to hell and slaying Satan or something. I don't know. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but that's me nitpicking. I put a negative in the story. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. But at the end of the day, people play Doom for the gameplay. They don't play it for the story. And then the last few positives I have is the game is challenging, but it's satisfying. I did get frustrated at certain points, but I always felt satisfied when I beat it. And then there's a ton of different like weapon upgrades. There's a bunch of different weapons. Each weapon has different like second functions, like different like special abilities, and you can use your points to unlock those. And then there's also a RPG wheel where you can unlock different abilities like parkour faster, or when you kill somebody you move faster, kill somebody you slow down time, get your grenades back. There's a bunch of different RPG elements in it, so there's a lot of customization, a bunch of different suits and stuff like that, and you get all of that if you take the time to explore. The game is very balls to the wall, fast paced, but the way they slow it down is there are certain sections where you can explore the area and you can unlock and find different like upgrades and stuff like that, and I really like that. So all in all, I will say that I enjoyed Doom Eternal. I am a Doom fan after this. I think it's worth $60. One of the most unique shooters on the market. I would say do not sleep on this game. This shit is fucking awesome. If you haven't, look up some fucking gameplay on YouTube. Just watch people play it and watch them string together different abilities and fighting a bunch of different enemies and shit like that. This is a game that makes you feel like a badass once you understand the mechanics. In my opinion, that's why it's worth $60. And that's for all the people out there. You say, yo, TBH hates every fucking game. He doesn't fucking I recommended 2 games in one fucking podcast, bro. I recommended Astro Chain. I recommended Luigi's Mansion 3. There's actually, I could actually argue I've liked more games recently than I have not. But motherfuckers just want to always focus on what I uninstall. You don't ever want to talk about what I like. I'm just saying. So check out Doom Eternal. Anyways, I'm done ranting. We're going to take a swig of this water, and then we're going to get into the question sections of the podcast. Jesus, we're already an hour in. Oh, this is going to be a long one.